How's it going, Matt? Just obviously, a week off. Guys are probably well rested. But heading into this massive rivalry game, you've been a part of it before. How does this game kind of separate itself from others?
Just the long tradition behind it. Anything like nothing's really personal at all. It's just another game. Of course, the next game is the most important game. So we're gonna we're gonna attempt to get ready like so.
Go to David.
Yeah, Matt, just from a quarterback's perspective, having the open date, giving you extra time to learn the opponent, things like that, what kind of advantage is that?
It just gives us an extra week to get a jump on things, get the call sheet. I know the coaches feel very comfortable with our scheme, and it's changing day by day, just by us watching film and breaking down and seeing the new little wrinkles that we could add in there. But as far as just being prepared, we're ahead of the game right now.
Did you get a chance to watch them Saturday night against Georgia?
Yeah.
What did you think about their defense?
I thought they played at a high level. It looked like one team was very excited to play, starting off hot and then stayed hot. And it was State's defense that did a heck of a job to stop Georgia's great run game.
Thanks, Matt.
Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, Matt, just for you personally, how have you grown as a player from this time this year to last year? Because you played a big part in the Egg Bowl, with that fourth down conversion, leading a comeback for a chance to, with that field goal there. Of course, a change in coaches, but for you, how are you different this year opposed to last year?
Different as in for the Egg Bowl. What do you mean?
Different in terms of how have you grown in a year's time?
Just really just getting through my progression, understanding the schemes of what we're doing, what we're trying to get done. It changes every week depending on how they play the defense. It's not always going to be the same in some concepts. Some concepts change based on how they play defense. And, some concepts are brand new just because they're specifically for their defense. And nothing's very – I would say there's a lot of new things there. But, as far as what makes me different from last year, I feel like I'm just overall more mature. I'm knowing what I'm doing out there. I know what I'm looking at, and I know what the coaches want to get done.
Harris, go ahead.
Matt, I know you've seen State's run defense. What are your impressions there, and what opportunities do you think you guys will have in the run game?
As long as we keep them honest, just play our game, really. Just run our offense, play fast, physical. There's not really anything that we should do differently except just play Ole Miss football offensively. We like our matchups on the outside and, continue to block the schemes right and take some shots downfield when they give us the opportunity to.
In light of how the season finished in this game with Elijah last year, he's talked about the difficulty he had there. Did you have to convince him to come back? Was there the possibility this team could not have had Elijah this season?
No. You thought he was going to transfer or something?
I know he got a lot of heat.
He got a lot of heat for it, but that it is what it is. Kickers get a lot of heat if they miss the game-winning kick one game, and then the next game they make the game-winning kick, and now they're everybody's best friend. So it's a learned lesson from him, and I know that it doesn't have any effect on him whatsoever. But from a learning perspective, when that happened in that moment, I feel like he's grown a lot from it.
Go to Nick.
Matt, it's 2 straight years now that you've kind of been in the center of this game with the brawl 2 years ago and with Elijah last year. You haven't won the game yet. What does it mean to you to kind of compete and the guys from your class and younger who are trying to get their first win in this game?
It would mean a lot just because, this, rivalry, this is what people are going to remember forever, no matter how old you are, because just like I said, the the tradition that's behind this game. It means a lot to the people of Mississippi and University of Mississippi. So to come away with a win would mean a lot, not only to my teammates, but, this town.
Do you buy into the idea that this game is just heated because it's heated, or were those kind of isolated incidents the last couple of years?
Oh, no, I didn't. They're just competitive incidents. I didn't really know any of those players until that incident happened. So
We'll go to John Zenner.
Yeah, Matt, obviously defenses have got to be creative or focus in on trying to stop Elijah. What is it every game? What does it say about him and y'all's system that he's, in all but one game, he's just put up huge numbers still?
What do you mean? Like?
I mean, I'm sure defenses are keying in on Elijah,
Yeah.
but he's still putting big numbers. What does that say about him, his abilities, but also kind of the system that can get him the ball?
I mean, just Kiffin and Levy really being able to get the matchup we want. The defense can only do so much. You're not going to put 10 guys on number 8, but if they do this and we're going to do that, it's a numbers game. And when we feel like we're outnumbered there, we're going to go somewhere where we're not outnumbered. And it's just that back and forth, and then us realizing that we get in isolation on the number 8, or sometimes they're going to trick us, sometimes we're going to get them, and that's just how football works. But just watching 8 from a standpoint of his game and his technique of his route running is just like I said before, it's prolific.
And when you said he'd grown and learned from last year's Egg Bowl, what do you see different? I mean, do you see a maturity level? Do you see anything?
Just his mindset. I mean, we've all pretty much grown in one way or another in a positive way. I think for him it was just not getting caught up in the moment, taking a step back and realizing what's going on. And I mean, he was excited at the moment. It is what it is. You can't change it, but it happened for a reason, and here we are now with another opportunity.
Go to John Sokoloff.
Matt, there's no question that your game has obviously, you've gotten tremendously better this season. How much has Lane kind of played a role in your development as a quarterback, and what has he kind of done for you to help you really just obviously empower your offensive game?
I mean, talent-wise, there's nothing that obviously you can't just give someone talent. I already had that, but it was just finding the scheme that fits me. Him building it around my type of play, and then having the receivers like Elijah, the tight end like Kenny, Mingo, and just having those type of matchups on the outside. There's a lot you can do with it. There's a lot you could do with that type of artillery in this offense.
Sure. And the last thing for me is, you kind of talked about it before, this is a Mississippi State team that you're playing that's really had ups and downs, mainly downs this year, but defensively they've been somewhat consistent. What do you kind of see from them defensively that can give you big problems? A team that obviously just had a good game defensively against Georgia as well. I
mean, if we don't come ready to play, they're a very high. Like I said, when they played Georgia, they came out hot. They came out, with good energy. They weren't just baseline. They were up, and just the emotion they had in playing with a high intensity. That's we got to match that. As long as we do, we'll be all right. But that's one thing. The advantage could be given to them if we just come out there thinking we're gonna take this easily. When no game in the SEC is easy.
Go ahead, Nick.
Are you gonna miss playing this one on Thursday?
Yeah, no, it is a little weird. I thought we were playing on Thanksgiving too, but it is a little weird for me.
What are you doing with the evening off for Thanksgiving? Obviously, you can't go back home. What are you doing?
Yeah, I know. I want to go home so bad, but postponing these games and whatnot. But I think my family's coming. I'm pretty sure my family's coming. We'll be here, so I'll be with the family. That's all that matters.
Go to David.
Matt, get a lot of questions about that final drive in the Egg Bowl last year, when in fact it could have been a heroic drive. And I want to know what you remember about that, the fourth down pass to Braylon, getting the team into the end zone, and if that held any significance for you as a way to personally end your season.
I remember that last drive vividly, because none of those plays that we ran were the plays that were called. I just checked everything, and I remember Braylon was supposed to have Elijah had a post from the slot, and the outside guy had I'm talking on the conversion from the 4th and 25. Elijah had a bender, like a 10-yard or 20-yard post because of the down and distance, but I knew that they were going to be double teaming him, and they're in a 2 high, so they're just going to use that field safety to double team him with a field backer. And Braylon had a 12 or a 15-yard stop or a go, and I just told him to run a post. And then me and Pillar got in, like, we didn't get into it, but he was telling Braylon one thing and I was telling Braylon the other when we were in the huddle. And Braylon was looking at me like he didn't know what to do, and I was just telling him, Braylon, run the post. And then Coach heard me, and then he was all, no, run the stop or whatever. I forgot what we called it, but he ran the post, and then we got down to there, and it gets fuzzy in between after that play, but we somehow ended up on the 1 yard, 2 yard line. We ran we got down to the fourth. Was it fourth? I want to say it was fourth down on the last play to Elijah. But that last play to Elijah, the play that was called was a sprint out right with a flat and a go. I don't know, and backside slants. So what I did was I gave Elijah, the guy was inside leverage on Elijah, and I tapped Mingo on the go, and then I gave Elijah a slant out, like a pivot, and then that was when he scored. And then after that, that's where we stopped.
So it sounds like it was significant for you to end last season on that high note as far as driving the team into the end zone.
I didn't think of it like that. We lost.
Gotcha.